At just 17 years old, Jack Lucas embarked on a journey that would alter his destiny and leave an indelible mark on history. What kind of courage is required for a young person to confront such perilous situations? What motivates a boy to sacrifice himself for others? Jack Lucas was no typical teenager. Amidst the turmoil of World War II, he chose a route that very few would follow. He falsified his age to enlist in the Marines at the tender age of 14, fueled by a deep sense of duty and love for his country. However, his most astonishing deed occurred during the Battle of Iwo Jima. Picture yourself in the midst of combat, with explosions ringing out and peril present at every turn. Jack found himself in such a scenario, fighting alongside his comrades. Suddenly, he was faced with a horrifying sight. 2 grenades were about to explode near his fellow soldiers. Without any delay, Jack decided to make a choice that would shape his legacy. He threw himself onto the grenades, taking the blast to protect his comrades. What followed? Did Jack manage to survive this act of heroism? And what was the consequence of such a profound sacrifice? The narrative of Jack Lucas is one of unmatched bravery, resolve, and endurance. As we delve into this story, you will see the birth of a true American hero whose valor continues to resonate with future generations. Stay with us to discover the extraordinary life of Jack Lucas and how his legacy endures to this day. Jacqueline Harold Lucas, known to most as Jack, was born on February 14, 1928, in Plymouth, North Carolina. Growing up during the Great Depression, Jack experienced the hardships that many families endured during this difficult period in American history. Despite these challenges, Jack was known for his boundless energy and a rebellious streak that hinted at the bold actions he would take later in life. His early years were spent in the small town of Plymouth, where he lived with his mother and siblings after his father passed away. The absence of his father left a profound impact on Jack, shaping his independent and resilient character. From a young age, Jack displayed a strong sense of duty and patriotism, qualities that would drive him to make a decision that would alter the course of his life forever. As a young teenager, Jack was fascinated by stories of heroism and bravery. The outbreak of World War II only intensified his desire to serve his country. At the age of 14, when most boys were concerned with school and friendships, Jack was determined to join the fight against the Axis powers. However, there was one major obstacle: he was far too young to enlist. But Jack was not one to be deterred by rules or restrictions. In a bold move that would set the stage for his extraordinary military career, Jack forged his mother's signature, lying about his age to enlist in the United States Marine Corps. This act of deception was risky, but Jack's resolve was unwavering. He was willing to do whatever it took to wear the uniform and serve his country. Jack's entry into the Marine Corps was not without its challenges. As an underage recruit, he had to prove himself in an environment where strength, discipline, and toughness were paramount. Training at Parris Island, the rigorous boot camp for Marines, was grueling. Jack, who was small for his age, faced difficulties keeping up with the physical demands. However, his determination and grit won him the respect of his peers and instructors. Jack quickly adapted to military life, embracing the discipline and camaraderie that came with being a Marine. His training prepared him for the harsh realities of combat, but nothing could fully prepare him for what he would face in the Pacific Theater. In 1945, Jack's unit was deployed to the Pacific, where they would take part in one of the most significant battles of World War II, the invasion of Iwo Jima. Iwo Jima was a small island with enormous strategic importance. The Japanese forces were deeply entrenched, and the battle was expected to be one of the bloodiest of the war. Jack, who had just turned 17, was about to experience the full horrors of war. The invasion of Iwo Jima began on February 19, 1945. The American forces faced fierce resistance from the Japanese, who were determined to defend the island at all costs. The landscape was treacherous, with volcanic ash and rugged terrain making the advance difficult. Jack's unit, part of the 5th Marine Division, was tasked with pushing forward through enemy lines. On February 20th, just one day after the invasion began, Jack and 3 fellow Marines were moving through a trench when they were suddenly ambushed by Japanese soldiers. 2 grenades were thrown directly at them. In a split-second decision that would define his life, Jack threw himself on top of one grenade and pulled the other under his body. This act of incredible bravery saved the lives of his comrades, but it came at a great cost. The grenades exploded, and Jack's body absorbed the full force of the blasts. The impact was catastrophic, leaving him with life-threatening injuries. His fellow Marines, shocked by what they had just witnessed, rushed to get him medical help. Jack was evacuated from the battlefield, his survival uncertain. Jack's journey to recovery was long and painful. He was transported to a hospital in Hawaii, where he underwent 21 surgeries to repair the extensive damage caused by the grenade blasts. The doctors who treated him were amazed that he had survived at all. Jack's injuries were severe, and the road to recovery was fraught with challenges. But Jack's spirit was unbroken. He remained optimistic and determined, drawing strength from the knowledge that he had saved the lives of his fellow Marines. During his time in the hospital, Jack received visits from high-ranking military officials, who praised his bravery and selflessness. News of his actions spread, and Jack became a symbol of courage and sacrifice. In October 1945, Jack Lucas was awarded the Medal of Honor by President Harry S. Truman. He was just 17 years old, making him the youngest Marine in history to receive this prestigious award. The ceremony was a moment of immense pride for Jack and his family. As he stood before the president, his uniform adorned with the Medal of Honor, Jack felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had fulfilled his duty to his country, and in doing so, had earned a place in history. Despite the recognition, Jack remained humble, always attributing his actions to the bond he shared with his fellow Marines. For him, the Medal of Honor was not just a personal achievement, but a tribute to the bravery of all those who had fought alongside him. After the war, Jack Lucas returned to civilian life, but the transition was not easy. The physical and emotional scars of battle were deep, and adjusting to life outside the military was a challenge. Jack returned to school, determined to complete his education. He later married and had 4 children, but the memories of war remained with him. Jack struggled with the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, a condition that was not widely understood at the time. Despite these challenges, Jack continued to live an extraordinary life. He remained active in veteran organizations, sharing his story and advocating for his fellow servicemen and women. Jack also pursued a career in the military, becoming a paratrooper later in life. His bravery and resilience continued to inspire those around him. Jack's story did not end with the war. Over the years, he became a symbol of courage and determination, a living testament to the strength of the human spirit. His actions on Iwo Jima were not just an example of heroism in battle, but a reflection of the values that define the Marine Corps: honor, courage, and commitment. Jack's legacy is remembered not only by the Marines who served with him but by all who hear his story. His life is a reminder of the sacrifices made by those who serve, and the extraordinary acts of bravery that can arise from the most unlikely of circumstances. Jack Lucas passed away on June 5, 2008, at the age of 80. He was buried with full military honors, a fitting tribute to a man who had given so much for his country. Jack's story has been told in books, documentaries, and articles, ensuring that his legacy will live on for generations to come. His actions on Iwo Jima continue to be studied by military historians, and his name is synonymous with bravery and selflessness. The Medal of Honor that Jack received is displayed in the National Museum of the Marine Corps, a symbol of the highest ideals of service and sacrifice. Jack Lucas's life is a powerful reminder of the impact that one person can have, even in the face of overwhelming odds. His story is not just a tale of war, but a testament to the enduring human spirit. Throughout his life, Jack remained committed to helping others, particularly his fellow veterans. He was a vocal advocate for veterans' rights and worked tirelessly to support those who had served. Jack understood the challenges that veterans faced, both in battle and in the years that followed. His efforts to raise awareness about PTSD and other issues affecting veterans made a lasting impact on the lives of many. Jack's dedication to his fellow servicemen and women was just one more example of the selflessness that defined his life. As we reflect on the life of Jack Lucas, we are reminded of the extraordinary courage that ordinary people can display in times of great need. Jack's decision to enlist in the Marines at such a young age, his actions on the battlefield, and his continued service to his country are all testament to his character. Jack Lucas was not just a hero in war, he was a hero in life. His story serves as an inspiration to all, a reminder that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in the face of it. Jack Lucas's legacy is one of bravery, resilience, and unwavering commitment to his fellow man. It is a legacy that will endure for generations to come. Thanks for watching. For more intriguing stories, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming next.